Year 1423, far below the surface of the North Atlantic, you've just been born as a Kraken. In a trench so deep, the water above could be miles thick. Your skin is cold, smooth, and dark as volcanic rock, mottled with irregular streaks of deep crimson. Your eyes are enormous, round, and glassy, built to catch the faintest shimmer in the endless dark. 8 thick tentacles uncoil from your body, each lined with rows of pale suckers the size of a man's hand. Your head, broad and muscular, holds a beak strong enough to shear through bone, though you have never used it. The first thing you learn is that you are alone. There is no mother, no siblings, no one to shield you. The water is heavy here, pressing against your body with a constant weight, but you are made for it. You drift upward slowly, feeling each flex of your tentacles push against the cold. Hunger arrives almost instantly, a deep ache twisting through your body, driving you to move before you even understand why. Then the first danger comes. Small, needle-fanged fish dart in from the black, their bodies flashing faint pulses of bioluminescent light. They circle you, nipping at the tips of your tentacles. Each bite sends a sharp sting through your nerves, and warm trails of blood drift into the water. You thrash instinctively, coiling and snapping your limbs, but the movement only spreads the scent further. You can feel the change immediately, a pull in the water, a shift in pressure, like a slow breath being drawn somewhere in the dark. Something much larger has noticed you. Its approach is deliberate, unhurried, the kind of movement only a predator certain of victory would make. Shapes begin to form in the black. First a jagged outline like ridged stone, then a curve that moves with the rhythm of muscle under hide. The smaller fish scatter, vanishing into the trench walls. You remain still, eyes fixed on the growing silhouette. It's not one shape. It's 2, maybe 3, gliding together in perfect silence. Your body tells you to flee, but your mind, still new and untested, hesitates. The darkness ahead shifts again, and now the water behind you moves as well. The current swirls, enclosing you. It is not one predator, it is a pack, and they have already surrounded you. The water tightens around you, currents curling in from every side as the shapes close the circle. They are not in a hurry. You are small, soft, and bleeding. One glides in first, a long body with jagged fins, its mouth opening to show rows of inward-pointing teeth. You fold your tentacles in tight, then spring them outward in a single violent snap, smacking the creature across the snout with every arm at once. It jolts back, startled, but the others keep advancing. You turn and dart for the trench wall, suckers latching to the rock, dragging yourself along faster than you can swim. A shadow lunges from above, jaws closing where your mantle had been an instant before. The water erupts in bubbles and silt as you slam into a narrow fissure, scraping your skin raw but slipping through before the predators can follow. Their bodies are too big to fit, but their tails thrash at the opening, churning the current so hard it tries to pull you back out. You wedge your suckers against the stone and push deeper until the water steadies. You stay there, curled into the cold dark until the vibrations fade and the circle breaks. You survive, but your arms are torn and the cuts throb with every pulse of your heart. Months have passed since you first curled your tentacles in the darkness, and you are larger now, your arms thick as ship masts, your suckers strong enough to crush shells with a single pull. But size does not mean safety. Every week something comes for you. A serpent longer than your reach glides from the shadows and tries to coil you into its jaws. A whale with a mouth like a collapsing cavern rises from below, its throat lined with hooks meant to drag you down whole. You survive each time by tearing yourself free, leaving strips of your flesh behind. Your wounds leak for days, and the salt burns them raw, but you keep moving. The depths hide you, but they starve you. Down here, prey is small and scarce, and you burn more energy hunting it than you gain from eating. Hunger forces you upward, toward the pale shimmer far above where the water feels lighter and wrong. The first time you rise too quickly, the change slams into your body like a blow. Your mantle aches, your arms swell painfully, and something deep inside your head pounds until you nearly drift back down just to stop it. But the surface waters hold bigger prey, schools of fish so dense you can feel their bodies brush your skin as you cut through them. Each strike fills your beak with meat, but each time you climb, the pain comes again, and the water around you grows dangerous in other ways. Light here is bright enough to stab at your eyes, and the shapes it reveals are faster, sharper, and less afraid. Shadows dart close to rake at your tentacles, then vanish before you can seize them. Once, you catch a glimpse of something even stranger. A long shape riding the surface, its belly slicing the waves, moving without fins. You dive before it draws close, but the sound it makes follows you down, a deep rhythmic thumping that travels through the water like a warning. Now, as you drift higher for another hunt, that same noise returns, clearer and faster. It grows until it fills your head, until even your heartbeat matches it. You pause mid-water, arms spread, eyes wide, the hunger in your belly twisting tighter. Whatever is making that sound is not like anything you have ever seen, and it is getting closer. The pounding grows until it is all you hear, then breaks apart into splashes and rattles above your head. You rise slowly, keeping to the shadow of a rising current, until the light hardens into the shape you saw before, long and flat, the surface of its back broken by tall wooden spines. The water tastes of oil and smoke, and your hunger snaps at your caution. You lunge upward, tentacles unfurling in every direction, and break into the light. The thing is a ship, and the moment your arms slap across its deck, the air explodes with screams. Men scatter, dropping nets and crates, but others run toward you, shouting to one another. The first harpoon punches into your mantle like a spear of fire, burying its head deep before the rope hauls it taut. You wrench it free, tearing a strip of your own flesh with it, and hurl the weapon back into the sea. Your arms wrap the hull and pull, tilting the vessel until barrels roll and crash. But the ship fights back. Fire blossoms from its side in a blast of heat that sears your skin. A second harpoon drives into the thick base of your arm, and this time the barbs catch. You thrash, ripping the wood apart under your grip, hearing the splintering crack of its spine, but you feel the tearing inside your own body, as another arm takes a deep cut from the blade of a man, leaning over the rail. You rip him away and throw him into the waves, but the damage is done. Two of your arms hang slack and useless, muscle severed, blood pumping into the water in slow, heavy streams. You retreat, dragging yourself down through the dimming light, but every movement pulls at the wounds until your vision shudders. The bleeding does not stop. Hours pass, and the warmth still seeps away from you in dark clouds, carrying your scent far through the deep. You feel them before you see them. Other hunters, drawn by the promise of meat, their shapes circling in the edge of your vision. They are not here by chance. They have followed the trail straight to you. Decades pass and you fill the sea like a moving island, your tentacles stretching farther than the masts of the largest ships, your mantle casting a shadow over the water. The stories about you travel faster than the currents, told in ports and shouted across decks until your name is a curse and a challenge. Ships no longer stumble upon you by accident. They come looking. Whole fleets gather with one purpose: to kill the Kraken. They bait you with slaughtered whales and barrels of salted meat, then wait in formation with harpoons rigged to chains as thick as a man's waist. You sink them, but never without cost. Each battle takes pieces of you. Tentacles are shredded by exploding charges, your skin pocked with scars where fire touched it, your beak chipped by blades that sought to split it open. The wounds heal slower now. After some fights, you can barely swim for weeks, drifting low and still while your body forces itself back together. Even then, the scars remain, twisting your skin into ridges that itch under the salt. The sea offers no comfort. You see no other Kraken. No mate will come, no offspring will swim at your side. There is only you and the endless water, which seems to turn against you as the years grind on. Storms grow wilder, currents shift without warning, and prey grows scarce in the places that once fed you. Still, you hunt, dragging ships down into the black where the pressure crushes them and the silence swallows their screams. Yet for every victory, the humans grow bolder, their weapons louder, their nets heavier. One evening, as the sun bleeds into the horizon, you rise toward the surface and see it. Not a ship, not a fleet, but something larger, black against the dying light, its shape unfamiliar and its bulk greater than any vessel you have faced before. It waits, unmoving, as if daring you to come closer. It is another giant of the deep. The first glimpse is a shadow cutting across the pale surface light, a body as long as yours but built heavier, its ridged back breaking the water before sinking again. You move toward it, each pull of your arms slow and measured, until the sea between you shivers with the sound of its call, a deep rolling bellow that makes the water tremble in your mantle. Then it comes, a wall of muscle and scale, teeth like jagged spears set in a mouth big enough to take one of your arms whole. You wrap it with 3 tentacles, driving your beak toward the softer flesh at its neck, but its tail whips and cracks across your side, breaking your grip. You twist and lash again, trying to drag it into the dark, where your arms have the advantage, but it surges upward, dragging you with it, the pressure dropping so fast your head throbs and your vision flashes white. You tear away, leaving strips of your own flesh in its teeth, then dive back to the cold. It follows, biting into one of your thicker arms until the muscle parts and the arm hangs useless, trailing blood in long red ribbons. The taste drives it into frenzy. You strike again, wrapping every free limb around its head, forcing its jaws shut until the cartilage in your arms begins to strain. It thrashes, bashing you into the trench wall hard enough to crack stone. Pain blooms across your body, salt searing the new wounds until your nerves scream. You hold on until its movements falter, then release and let it drift away, its body sinking into the black below. The victory costs you more than any human battle. Your arms are torn, your mantle split, and your strength bleeds into the water in slow, steady pulses. You sink low to rest, but the ache does not ease. You know some of this will never heal. Even you are not at the top of the sea's chain. As you hang there, the water still swirling from the fight, a sound rolls up from the trench beneath. Not a call, not a current, but a metallic crash that echoes through your body. Then a light bursts upward from the deep, bright enough to cut through the dark and wash over your wounds, painting your whole body in a pale, alien glow. The years grind on, and the water around you is not the same. It is warmer now, the current softer, the hunting grounds emptier. Shoals that once filled your reach are gone, replaced by thin drifts of scattered fish that cannot feed you for long. Hunger is a constant ache in your mantle, a weight as real as the water pressing against you. Your wounds take longer to close, the new flesh pale and weak where it once grew strong. Each battle leaves more of you behind. Above, the ships have changed. They are larger, built from iron and steel, their hulls too thick to crush, their engines fast enough to chase you into the deep. Their weapons strike from a distance, spears that explode inside your flesh, tearing through muscle and bone, leaving holes that no salt water can seal. When the attack comes, it is not by chance. Dozens of them spread across the horizon, driving you into shallower water where you cannot vanish into the dark. You fight as you always have, arms wrapping hulls, pulling decks under, but their fire is constant. Chains bite into your limbs, holding you long enough for the next strike to land. The sea churns red around you, warm with your own blood, and every movement grows slower, heavier. You feel the strength leaving your arms, the fight slipping away no matter how you thrash. Above, dark shapes lean over the rails, their voices carrying through the water. Some shout in triumph, others simply watch. The last thing you see is their silhouettes against the light, standing on a calm surface that hides the violence below. They will leave believing they faced a monster, and won. They will never know the ocean they sail has lost one of its oldest hunters, and that the hunt was never fair.